The date April 14, 1865, forever etched itself into the heart of American history. It marked a day of profound sorrow, the day President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. The nation, still reeling from the aftermath of the Civil War, was plunged into mourning. Lincoln, the man who had steered the country through its darkest hour, was gone. His leadership had been paramount in preserving the Union and ending slavery. His vision for a reunited and free America was tragically cut short. The nation struggled to comprehend the loss. Lincoln, a figure of strength and resilience, had been taken in an act of senseless violence. The country he fought so hard to unite was once again fractured, this time by grief and disbelief. The news spread like wildfire, leaving a nation in shock and despair. The assassination of Abraham Lincoln was not just a personal tragedy, it was a national tragedy. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the enduring legacy of division. As the country mourned, the question lingered: could the nation Lincoln had fought so hard to rebuild survive his absence? Abraham Lincoln's presidency was defined by the tumultuous years of the Civil War. Assuming office in 1861, Lincoln faced a nation on the brink of collapse. The Southern states, advocating for the continuation of slavery, seceded from the Union. This division threatened to tear the young nation apart. Lincoln, a man of unwavering conviction, refused to let the Union dissolve. He believed in the principles of unity and equality upon which the nation was founded. He viewed secession as an illegal act and was determined to preserve the Union, even if it meant going to war. With unwavering resolve, Lincoln led the Union through the tumultuous years of the Civil War. He navigated complex military strategies and political maneuvers, always with the goal of reunification in mind. His leadership, characterized by his steadfast commitment to the Union and his unwavering belief in the principles of freedom and equality, served as a beacon of hope during a time of immense national crisis. Abraham Lincoln's legacy is forever intertwined with the fight for freedom and equality. He believed that slavery was a moral stain on the nation and a violation of the core principles upon which it was founded. Lincoln recognized the intrinsic humanity of enslaved people, declaring that they too were deserving of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In 1863, amidst the raging Civil War, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. This landmark document declared that all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory were to be freed. The proclamation was a turning point in the war, transforming it from a struggle to preserve the Union into a fight for human freedom. Lincoln's commitment to emancipation extended beyond the battlefield. He advocated for the passage of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which permanently abolished slavery in the United States. His unwavering dedication to the cause of freedom solidified his place as a champion of human rights and earned him the moniker the Great Emancipator. John Wilkes Booth, a renowned stage actor, harbored a dark secret, a fervent loyalty to the Confederacy, and a growing obsession with President Lincoln. Booth, born into a family of actors, enjoyed considerable fame and success on the stage. Yet, beneath the surface of this charismatic performer lurked a dangerous ideology. As the Civil War raged on, Booth became increasingly radicalized. He viewed Lincoln's policies, particularly the Emancipation Proclamation, as a direct threat to the Southern way of life, a way of life he romanticized and fiercely defended. Booth's admiration for the Confederacy and his hatred for Lincoln festered, transforming into a dangerous obsession. Fueled by anger and resentment, Booth began to see himself as a hero, destined to save the Confederacy. He hatched a plan to kidnap Lincoln and deliver him to the Confederate government. However, as the war neared its end and the Confederacy faced imminent defeat, Booth's desperation grew. His plan for kidnapping morphed into a plot for assassination, a desperate attempt to avenge the South and strike a blow against the Union he despised. Section 5. The Night at Ford's Theater, a Fateful Performance. On the evening of April 14, 1865, President Lincoln, seeking a brief respite from the weight of leadership, decided to attend a performance of Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater. The president, accompanied by his wife Mary Todd Lincoln and 2 guests, arrived at the theater seeking an evening of light-hearted entertainment. Unaware of the danger that lurked in the shadows, they settled into their private box, anticipating a night of laughter and diversion. John Wilkes Booth, aware of Lincoln's attendance, saw an opportunity to execute his deadly plan. he stealthily entered the theater and made his way to the president's unguarded box. As the play reached a comedic climax, the sound of laughter filled the theater, masking the sound of Booth's footsteps. In a moment that would forever alter the course of American history, Booth raised his .44 caliber Derringer and fired a single shot into the back of Lincoln's head. The sharp crack of the gunshot pierced through the laughter and applause, sending shockwaves through the stunned audience. Section 6. Lincoln's Final Hours. A nation holds its breath. The bullet, fired at point-blank range, lodged itself in Lincoln's brain, inflicting a mortal wound. Chaos erupted in the theater as the audience grappled with the horrifying reality of what they had witnessed. Mary Todd Lincoln screamed in terror, her cries echoing through the stunned silence. A young army surgeon, Charles Leal, rushed to the president's box, finding Lincoln slumped in his chair, unconscious and barely clinging to life. Leal, recognizing the gravity of the situation, had Lincoln carefully carried from the theater and across the street to a boarding house owned by William Peterson. Inside the Peterson house, a team of doctors worked tirelessly throughout the night, desperately trying to save Lincoln's life. However, the damage was too severe. The nation held its breath, anxiously awaiting news of their beloved president. The hours ticked by slowly, each one filled with a mixture of hope and despair. Section 7. Justice for Lincoln, the Aftermath and Booth's Demise. As dawn broke on April 15, 1865, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, succumbed to his wounds. The nation, plunged into mourning, sought justice for their fallen leader. The hunt for John Wilkes Booth commenced, a nationwide manhunt that captivated the nation. Booth, after shooting Lincoln, had leapt from the presidential box onto the stage, breaking his leg in the process. Despite his injury, he managed to escape the theater and flee into the Maryland countryside. For 12 days, Booth, aided by Confederate sympathizers, evaded capture, his every move followed by a nation hungry for justice. The manhunt culminated on April 26 at a farm in Virginia, where Booth was cornered in a tobacco barn. Refusing to surrender, Booth was shot and killed by Union soldiers. News of Booth's death brought a measure of closure to a grieving nation, but it could not erase the pain of Lincoln's loss. Section 8. Lincoln's Enduring Legacy, A Nation Remembers. Abraham Lincoln, though tragically struck down at the height of his power, left an indelible mark on the nation he fought to preserve. His legacy, cemented in his unwavering commitment to freedom, equality, and unity, continues to inspire generations of Americans. Lincoln's words, etched in stone on the walls of his memorial, serve as a timeless reminder of his vision for a nation conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. The assassination of Abraham Lincoln was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the enduring legacy of division. However, it also served as a catalyst for national unity. In death, Lincoln became a symbol of sacrifice, his martyrdom a testament to the enduring power of his ideals. Today, Lincoln's legacy extends far beyond the borders of the United States. He is remembered internationally as a champion of human rights and a beacon of hope for those striving for freedom and equality.